2v2 on Lierneux. This game is going to be Sib and VonIvan versus Pepino and Lemon. Sib and VonIvan, we're all super familiar with them, of course. They have both participated in Star-Crossed Kings at this point. VonIvan, one of the only 2 people in all of Star-Crossed Kings to defeat Cruz. I mean, to defeat OMG Pop. Cruz was the other person to defeat OMG Pop. Neither of them were able to win a series against him, but they both beat him in at least 1 game. And Sib, actually dethroned Lemon, our former king. Lemon has been dethroned by Sib today, so both of them have participated in Star-Crossed Kings. I'm pretty sure I've cast all 3 of them at least once or twice each in Star-Crossed casts, so we've seen lots of their play. Pepino, I have no idea who that is. That's Lemon probably 2v2 randoming. This is a random teammate, so let's see what he has to offer this game. He's going over Commando West. He's chosen Luftwaffe ground forces right off the bat in the very beginning of the game. And going with Volksgrenadiers here towards the center, while the Stern Pioneers work in the general area here in the north, already kind of exposed to combat engineer fire there from VonIvan. Sib playing as Americans, VonIvan playing as Soviets, and he's already chosen guard motor coordination as well. Lemon and Sib have not chosen their commanders yet. Lemon is Ulster. So we have all 4 factions this game. Sib playing the US, and they have not chosen yet. Infantry, airborne, and rifle to Lemon's Lightning War, Spearhead, and Jaeger armor.
Ready for action.
Rear echelon troops will not be able to hold that house for long. Repositioning out of it for now, not retreating yet. Riflemen working the south VP. Kuba wagon making its way towards the north. Stern Pioneers will be able to push away a conscript squad. And the Kuba wagon working on those combat engineers should give the Axis the north fuel point. The center fuel point still uncontested. And it sounds like the rear echelon troops that were hanging out in this area just got wiped behind the house. Volksgrenadiers move into the fuel point, and Lemon, supporting with his MG42, takes a position in the house. Grenadiers around the corner to support against these riflemen with these Pios right here. Riflemen switch targets to fire on those Grenadiers. They'll reposition away. Riflemen rotate back around, fire on the Pios again. Grenadiers re-engage. Riflemen have to make up their mind about who to shoot at. Keep rotating back and forth.
God damn it! Someone get us out of here!
And they will simply retreat now through 2 Grenadier squads. Volksgrenadiers have finished taking the central fuel point. Riflemen in the building up here trying to fire on them, but there are only 2 south-facing windows to do damage to them. Kuba wagon working the rifle squad here in the north. Stern Pioneers are going to get this fuel point under control. We've also got a mine up here to bleed infantry that attempt to retake it. Victory point will probably be next. These 2 Grenadier squads working the strategic and munitions points. Pios working on the victory point. Conscripts will be forced to retreat from the center fuel point. No real chance of them taking control of that. Riflemen in the house taking a bit of damage from sustained Volksgrenadier fire. Grenadiers available to support. MG42 still hold up in this building. Panzerfaust on the M3 there is going to force that to disengage a little bit, but there's repairs readily available, and 2 squads of riflemen are pushing through the south, forcing both of Lemon's squads down here. Pull back to safety. Center fuel point is still firmly in Axis control, and north fuel point still firmly in Axis control. Rear echelons are being deployed up there to the north, but without a minesweeper they might hit that, take a little damage. Wouldn't be the end of the world though. Kuba wagon is still available here in the north to push that back, and Volksgrenadiers are harassing the north strategic and victory points. The Allies are struggling to make much of an impact anywhere on the map, but we will see the munitions cut off here in the south, at least briefly. M3 is about to make an aggressive push towards the MG42 in this house. Smashes into that tool shed just for good measure. And there it goes, flamethrower working on the MG42. MG42 just hit Vet 1. He does activate armor-piercing rounds if he can get those loaded. There it is, boom! Very quickly destroys that M3. flamethrower can still engage the MG42. It's going to pull out knowing that the flamethrower is a serious threat and retreat immediately. Flamethrower moves into the house to engage the Volksgrenadiers here. Another MG34 set up behind that cart will prevent it from advancing any further than that house. But that house is all they need to secure control of this fuel point as conscripts move up to support and the battle lines here shift a little bit. Riflemen set up in green cover behind this truck to engage these grenadiers.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
Engagement's not really going anywhere. Flamethrower fight here in the central house. Molotov toss instantly detonates their flamethrower. Ouch. Flamethrower squad will be forced to retreat from that. Combat engineers in the building. Where'd they go? They just get wiped? I guess they just got wiped somehow. I don't even know how they all died so quick. I guess a flame burst just killed them all. A couple squads of infantry making their way around to deal with VonIvan's conscripts here on the point. Axis have restored control of the south munitions as well. Rear echelons moving to try and cap. The riflemen behind this truck are proving pretty difficult for these grenadiers to deal with. It's taking forever to kill those guys. That squad of grenadiers is actually going to be forced to retreat. In fact, I don't think all the grenadiers are shooting here, are they? No, they're not. Only 2 of them are firing, which is why they're not doing like any damage. Their line of sight is blocked by this crap down here. Those riflemen will actually win this engagement as a result of that. Volksgrenadiers are taking control of the central fuel once again. A squad of flamethrower pilots is moving on the flank of those riflemen to push them out of cover, force the retreat. May also be able to force retreat from those conscripts. Those grenadiers actually move so that they have a line. There they go. Move into the capture circle to take control of the point, start firing at those conscripts from a distance, and flamethrower piles are moving up to engage from close range. Engagement should go to Lemon here. Meanwhile, in the north, the captain has been fielded by a Pepino battalion making its way towards the north point. Apparently that mine got detonated by something or other. Kuba wagon is still alive, but it looks like it's going to go down here. Captain jumps into cover. One bazooka shot. There's the second one. Kuba wagon destroyed. Nice play right there. Volksgrenadiers at this range will probably lose to the captain, although they do manage to take out the Thompson model, so that's going to help them. Now it'll probably just come down to bazooka snipes. Looks like the Volksgrenadiers are going to win. That grenade doesn't do anything, but okay. I heard a pack howitzer. Pack howitzer on the field. Pack howitzer may help the Allies to break through the Axis defenses here in the central fuel point. The north fuel point will fall back into Allied hands for now. Tier 4 structure going up way over here on the strategic point. MG34 dealing significant damage to the conscripts in this building. M3 with the flamethrower moves up to engage. The machine gun push that out. Flamethrower piles trying to get the munitions there under control. A half track has been produced. Flamethrower plus rifle grenade will definitely seal that engagement. Riflemen forced to retreat after taking heavy damage. Half track wants to get the wipe, but can't quite do it. They're going to be forced to retreat. M3 with flamethrower inside, engaging the MG42 in this building. Pepino battalion being forced away in the north is taking significant damage from stern piles, has to retreat after taking 2 losses. Volksgrenadiers are going to get that point under control. Do have one commander selection from Sib. He's gone airborne. Lemon has not chosen yet, still has all 3 of his commanders available. He will not be forced into Jaeger armor by a B4 or any other form of artillery. So, more likely to see Spearhead or Lightning War this game for the Tiger tank. And there's the first squad of Fallschirmjäger on the field. Trying to get in range to Faust that M3, but it gets clear just in time. Doesn't want to take too much manpower bleeding, will pull back to safety.
Taking fire!
Lemon making good use of his half-track here to maintain this really strong forward reinforced position to engage all forces that would attempt to push, take territory in the south. Flamethrower piles will get caught by that rifle squad at short range and forced to retreat. Can't soft retreat safely to the half-track. Grenadiers move up to engage this squad of riflemen here. The pack howitzer is firing, gets suppression on the flamethrower. Nice hit right there, but those riflemen will actually get wiped on the retreat by the half-track, I think. Pack howitzer continues to bombard the area. Oh, that grenade just wiped that squad. Nice toss by those guards. They have 11 kills apparently. I didn't even realize they were on the field. Wow, 11 is getting annihilated here. Pack howitzer wipes the flamethrower. Thank you, Dave. Dav shoots, however that. Thank you for your $5 donation. I will absolutely move your replay to the fast lane. Make sure you know what your replay is called. You're gonna have to let me know in chat because I don't know which one is yours. I will definitely do yours next. Guards moving up to engage the half-track here. It's being brought pretty low. It needs to stay away from the PTRS, but I think it might die. It's just walked in range of these vet riflemen. Their anti-tank rifle grenade, PTRS shot will take that thing out. There it goes. Half-track destroyed.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Half-track destroyed!
Grenadiers engaging riflemen, also struggling. Lemon has now lost, I think, 2 full squads and his half-track, if my count is correct. Could be wrong. So.
Combat infantry now have access to additional equipment and tactics.
Alright, Dave, I got it. Thanks. I'll move that one.
Infantry rested and ready to advance rapidly.
That one's definitely a list. I know exactly which one it is. Nice use of the Fallschirmjäger on the pack howitzer right there, clearing that out to alleviate some of the pressure off of his teammate.
The territory is out of contact.
We're not able to steal with conscripts available to screen right there, but he's off to a great start with that squad, well on his way to Vet 1, which is really nice. Really powerful thing for Fallschirmjäger to get that quick early vet. It's very hard to engage cost effectively with them before they start vetting up, so if you can catch some really vulnerable team weapons, you're in a good position, but it is also very cost effective to field a second squad of those. Usually you only want to field 1 squad if you don't want to be spending like well over 1,000 manpower on just Fallschirmjäger. Their initial purchase cost of 440 plus their super high reinforced cost of 47 makes them extremely expensive to maintain as an infantry force. Doing great work though. Haven't lost a model yet, and they've inflicted 6 losses since hitting the field. Grenadiers deployed, taking control of the south munitions. Molotovs and grenades being exchanged here in the south, plus G43s upgraded. Lemon has chosen Lightning War for those G43s, plus fielding a squad of Panzer Grenadiers. Forces a retreat from those 2 conscript squads and maintains control over the south VP. All 3 victory points still in Axis control, and the Allies are kind of falling behind now. 350 victory points remain. 150 behind, not a good position to be in. Nice dodge on that toss. Those paratroopers will be forced to retreat immediately after hitting the field. It's kind of a hefty blow to Sib's manpower, considering how little impact he was able to have with them initially. Plus, if he drops 120 or 90 on one of their upgrades, it's going to be quite a ways away from the P-47, considering that they are struggling to maintain control of a munitions point this game. These 2 squads moving up from the south are going to catch that heavy mortar out of position, and it will retreat immediately, in addition to the major, and the pack howitzer hasn't even been recruited here. There's nothing available nearby to destroy it or steal it. Panzer Grenadiers moving up to push away that captain, as long as it doesn't get any lucky bazooka hits. And they'll win the engagement. He retreats instead of firing his volley. These infantry are moving up to try to engage those Panzer Grenadiers and wounded Grenadiers. A fresh half-track has been fielded by Lemon and is trying to make its way to support, but it's meeting up with those Grenadiers there in the south first. A 3rd squad of Fallschirmjäger has been fielded by Pepino, which is a lot of manpower to be spending on Fallschirmjäger. He's not going to be able to afford much of anything else this game as far as infantry. Unless he just lets them get wiped rather than reinforcing them, which you might choose to do, honestly. Engagement for the south goes in Lemon's favor. He wipes the full squad. He can steal a penal battalion flamethrower, which never explodes, by the way. Those are great to steal for grenadiers, especially if you're going to complement your G43 squads. That'll give you a really nice medium range firepower and very reliable. Penal battalion flamethrower is pretty much one of the best weapons you can steal because they don't pop. Thompson paratroopers trying to take out those grenadiers. They'll retreat just to be safe. Grenadiers dodge the grenade. One Thompson left here in the captain squad. Bazooka does get a lucky snipe. Grenadiers are not targeting the Thompson model right now. They're 2 bazooka snipes. Wow. Grenadiers stood no chance. So random. And flamethrowers, double flamethrowers on this Pyro squad. One of them white, one of them brown. Moves up to force the retreat there. Full squad of grenadiers does get wiped on the retreat though by those conscripts. Nice pickup by VonIvan. Take out that grenadier squad. G43 squad too. Folks grenadiers working on the top seem to have won an engagement and are going to get the victory point and fuel back under control. Very light defenses in this area. He's, like I said, gonna have to spend a lot of manpower to reinforce his Fallschirmjäger. Very expensive to maintain them. Manpower is probably not really going to climb much. But he has scraped together enough resources for this Panther. Panther is, of course, a good thing to have, and he has it quite early. Meanwhile, the Allies are just now getting to the point where they can start getting, well, VonIvan is getting to the point where he can start spamming his call-ins. He only has enough fuel because of how poor their map control has been. He only has enough fuel for 1 set of T-34s, none really in the bank beyond that, and he has no tech structures, not even Tier 2, I don't think. He's had to spend all of his fuel on those call-ins this game. He won't be able to afford anything else. And there's already a Panther on the field to counter. Sib, on the other hand, has 170 fuel in the bank. He has fielded a major but no Tier 4 units yet. Might consider a Jackson once he sees that Panther. Sherman could have been useful, but it might be a little bit late for that now. Grenades not being exchanged here in the north yet. Thompsons are not closing into short range for whatever reason. Probably should have when they had the chance. Fallschirmjäger at medium range are easily going to win this. Sib activates tactical assault and the Fallschirmjäger will retreat. After throwing a bundled grenade and inflicting huge damage. Kind of a late retreat there. They will get away alive. Fresh infantry moving up to maintain control of this area. Meanwhile, here in the south, MG42 is engaging these 2 G43 squads, and one squad is pinned. Looks like the engagement will go to Lemon. One retreat might be forced. Nope, G43 is just dealing too much damage at short range. He'll retreat anyway after the engagement, though. I think he's using interrogate. Casualty interrogation? Either that or he's just killing the crawlers. I don't know. Reveals the mini-map to him briefly when he utilizes that. I'm not sure I've ever actually seen that ability used in one of my casts. Tiger is on the field from Lemon. Heavy mortar falling in the area will be sufficient to scare those grenadiers away, but the Tiger moving up to fire on those guards will force them to retreat as well. Panzer Grenadiers making their way across the south to take the munitions back under control, and the T-34s still haven't been fielded, just now collecting the resources for them. There they go, in addition to a Jackson. Hopefully that will be enough to scare away that Tiger. There is still a Panther on the field, I think, right? Yeah, still a Panther. There it is. Panther sitting on the field over here. If he moves to support the Tiger, will probably be able to win an engagement against these 3 tanks if they can take out the Jackson first. May prove difficult with the T-34s in the front screening, though. Most territory falling back into Axis hands now, although these 2 squads will be forced to retreat away from the north. The pack howitzer's finally been recruited and is... Wow! Gets 5 kills in 1 shot right there. Off to a pretty good start with that recruit pack howitzer. Fallschirmjäger moved to try and decrew it, though. Hasn't really got any support anywhere. Volksgrenadiers on the flank as well might be able to salvage that. Meanwhile, in the south, T-34s move in with, to support In an engagement against that Tiger, the Jackson, stupid close air support. No, P-47 rocket strafe gets called in on the Tiger as well. It doesn't really take any damage though. Going back to safety should be okay. 47 makes a pass on the Panther and hits one of the buildings. Basically does nothing. Both of these tanks have pulled back for some repairs. One highly damaged, another one with a damaged engine. There's stupid close air support coming in on these two T-34s. Hits the building a little bit there. Wow! Holy cow! That did so much damage to that. And that was almost a full health T-34. And even though half the burst landed on that building, it still nailed that thing so hard.
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the Death Factory, boys. Stick with me and you might just make it.
Wow. Another pass destroys the Jackson. These two squads making their way across south to take control of that munitions. Stupid close air support has destroyed 2 tanks. The Tiger is still at full health. Most of Lemon's infantry reinforced and healed, making its way back to the front lines. Panzer Grenadier is going to work on the central fuel point. Panzer Shrek has been stolen by those riflemen. No, that's a small victory for the Allies. Pretty healthy infantry force still. Also. Wow, that third pass also did a ton of damage to those infantry. All 3 passes inflicting devastating losses. Panther working on the north should be able to prompt a retreat from those paratroopers. One of the T-34s is hiding up here. Not a whole lot it can do alone against that Panther or Tiger. Panther working the north, Tiger working the south. Allies falling behind on all fronts.
on our territory.
Attack Howitzer's been recruited again, firing at some grenadiers in this area. Fallschirmjäger trying to work the guards in this building. Rifle grenade on the pack howitzer, clears it out in one shot. G43s will retreat, and that is so much manpower that's been sunk into this gun, this game. Allies barely holding on to a tiny amount of territory, slowly trying to retake some territory here. The Tiger is moving to re-engage with MG42 and anti-tank gun support. G43 is moving up to support as well. Riflemen get wiped. G43s move up to take that sector. Heavy mortar and guards can't do much against the Tiger. The Tiger should be able to clear out that infantry formation easily. Even with Panzerschreck support right there, not a whole lot I expected to be able to do. Wow, full squad of Grens just got wiped from a pack howitzer shot that nailed the Tiger. The AoE damage just wiped them. The Tiger crushes those Grenadiers by running them over. As they're trying to crawl home to safety, they die. Tiger moves up, Tiger gets its engine damaged by an anti-tank grenade right there. It's struggling to path to safety away from that Jackson, but it's taken so much damage it has to pull back to cease the chase. No munitions for a P-47 rocket strafe. The Tiger should be able to repair just fine. Meanwhile, the Panther there is available to protect if necessary. T-34 moves up to take out those Panzer Grenadiers. They are not successful in recovering that PTRS and will retreat away from that T-34. Panther moves up to engage. First shot misses. Anti-tank gun also set up to push away that tank. Allies don't show any signs of being able to break through the Axis defenses here in the center. Riflemen taking control of the South VP.
Are securing our territory.
engagements really making any progress. Panther continuing to dart around here in the north. Jackson lands a shot on it. Needs to rotate around a little bit. It's receiving repairs in combat from those Sturm Pios. Thompson paratroopers getting taken down hard by Fallschirmjäger at medium range. Everything will pull back to safety. Jackson moves up for one more shot. He won't be able to secure vision though. Grenadiers and conscripts engaging in the center. Grenadiers trying to make it back to the half track for reinforcement. Tiger's been fully repaired, moving to engage. P-47 rocket strafe is available to the Americans once again. Allies have only 100 points remaining. There's another squad wipe for the Tiger. Up to 15 kills now. We'll be vet one soon, giving it Blitz, which has been nerfed, but it's still a nice ability to have. Fallschirmjäger in green cover, engaging very cost effectively. 4 squads of Fallschirmjäger now, and 3 of them vet 2. Normally this is not cost effective at all, but this game seems to be working out relatively well thanks to they kind of already had an early lead. All of its smoke grenadiers are pretty much dead also. Not to mention the Tigers are doing a pretty nice job of equalizing the manpower game. Allies push completely off the map. It's trying to slow the clock here in the south with conscripts. Probably just a matter of time though until they're pushed completely off the map. They don't have any solution to these Tigers. And one Jackson's really not going to cut it, and a second set of T-34s isn't going to be arriving before the victory points run out. Panzerfaust on that T-34. Almost gets wiped. The T-34 can't finish the job as they camouflage on retreat with its damaged engine. It won't be able to escape from the Panther, moving up to try and finish the job. Another Panzerfaust to help in the damage, and stupid close air support will destroy the main gun. And it will be destroyed by the Panther. There it goes. Super close air support falling in the general area. Probably also a significant threat to all this infantry with 2 Tigers in the retreat path. I don't even really know if any of those guards will make it home alive. Stupid close air support still going on in this area. P-47 coming in on the Tigers will get blocked by the building there, actually. One of the P-47s shot down. Stupid close air support nails that Jackson. Cleans it up even though it had full health in one pass. Jeez. P-47 firing. That Tiger, that pass does moderate damage. We'll make one more pass before the end of that ability. Or maybe that's it. I don't know if that was the 3rd pass or not. I guess it's gone. They're outside the strike zone anyway. Yeah, it's still in the area. One more on that Tiger, I think. Or not. Minor damage to both Tigers, nothing too serious. Pios are available for repairs. Most Allied armor has been destroyed. Huge infantry losses have been inflicted as well. A lot of manpower being spent on Fallschirmjäger, by the way. And a second Panther. 2 Panthers on the field now. Now that the King Tiger has been nerfed, doesn't really seem to want to utilize that.
Structure is up. Enemy Panzer!
I got a phone call, but it was fine. Alright.
They got us down to 25 points.
Panzer Grenadiers chase away a captain there in the south.
Allied AT
Conscript's also about to get wiped. Jackson moves up to try and counter. If those Panthers go in hard against the Jackson, it's almost certainly dead. Panthers are going to simply maintain control of this victory point for now, though. The two Tigers have moved to re-engage from the south. Two heavy mortars on the field, those stand no chance. Stern Pioneers clearing out one, Tigers moving to clear out the other. This Tiger threatens being destroyed by the Jackson. That one Tiger will screen it away easily enough, though. Bit of a traffic jam. Jackson continuing to kite, try and get shots off at range where possible. Rear echelon troops trying to retreat.
Paratroopers ready for action.
Guards take control of this victory point ever so briefly to stop the victory point drain. Just take more manpower losses. Plane gets shot down, doesn't hit anything. Marked vehicle not successful in taking out that Tiger. Sib's gonna send what infantry forces he has remaining for the south.
We're back to full
He
strength.
still has a somewhat healthy infantry army, considering. Axis, on the other hand, have actually also taken some pretty serious losses. Pepino, spending so much manpower on Fallschirmjäger, can't really afford to replace his squads with much of anything. Pretty low manpower income, a lot of manpower bleed, spent a lot on Panthers. He's up to 450 now, but his army is not exactly huge. Those two Panthers just don't really have a counter, though, except for the Jackson. Jackson's been fully repaired. Still not even vet one, so no arm-piercing rounds. Panzer Grenadiers moving up with G43s to push all riflemen out of the south, though. The south victory point's been taken. MG42 setting up down here. Conscripts Molotoving. No crit, though. The north victory point's also about to be taken by the Axis, and the clock will start ticking against the Allies again. And that is going to be the game. Allies have no way of stopping the victory points at this point. Although they will kill that half-track. There you have it. Playback over. Axis wins. Pretty good usage of the half-tracks by 11 in this game. Constantly replacing those when they were destroyed. Seems to be a very important unit for Oster. Without an aggressive half-track to reinforce in the field, it can be very difficult for Oster to hold territory. Allies just couldn't get map control. It was really all about the early map control game in this game. They just couldn't seem to get control of the fuel points for any significant amount of time. Don't know if I think Fallschirmjäger performed all that well this game. They did better than I've ever seen them do before, honestly. This was probably the best usage of Fallschirmjäger spam I've ever seen. I've never been able to make it work to that extent, but because their opponents went so heavily into heavy mortars and pack howitzers and stuff, they were able to have a pretty dramatic impact and start vetting up. But even when utilizing them effectively, we kind of saw that he didn't have much of an infantry army left by the end of the game. Of course, a lot of that did go into two Panthers. So, saw some interesting things this game. Stuka Close air support just annihilated everything so hard. That is a really powerful ability. It's cheaper than the P-47 too. And it's shooting at more fragile targets. That thing's really just devastating. Good game. Axis wins.